Darren, we've just come off the Thought Leader Conference, and the bane of our profession historically has been the fact that we've got multiple databases that we have to maintain. What movement are you seeing among the suppliers in trying to rectify that?
Yeah, it's a great question, Chris. Well, I'm seeing the most movement among CCH. CCH has invested a significant amount of dollars over the last 5 years to build out a suite they're going to call the CCH suite that's built on a single common database. So I'm seeing the most movement from them. Thomson Reuters for a number of years has done more data sharing, and data sharing works. But there are some challenges to that, but it works. So you can build a single common database inside of Thomson Reuters. I'm hoping to see this coming from a lot of other vendors. This concept of, we talk about the holy grail in an accounting firm is to have capture a piece of information, client demographics once, and it be everywhere we want it to be, when we want it to be there.
Indeed.
And we're really starting to see some movement in that area.
One of the other long-term debates within our profession is around the whole business of timekeeping, about trashing the timesheet,
Yep.
getting away from timekeeping. What are you seeing happening in the profession? Is there a big movement in that direction?
Another great question, and as you know, we had some great debate at our Thought Leader Symposium around this particular topic. What I'm seeing in the profession, from my perspective, and I like you and I are we're a lot alike. We both still practice,
right,
and we spend a lot of time talking to a lot of firms. What I am seeing is a movement away from hourly billing, hourly, I don't want to say benchmarking, valuing our employees based on the number of hours they put in. When I started with Deloitte, it was how many hours was I going to be at the office, and that's not.
So it's moving away from inputs towards outputs.
It's moving towards outputs, but the question is, in throwing away the timesheet, is there's some information that comes from that as to how well did I price, and I liken this to, and one of the analogies that came up in our session today was, Apple doesn't track the number of hours that they put into a MacBook Pro, but they certainly know how many costs they have in there. And the amount of costs they have in there directly affects the price that they're going to charge for that MacBook Pro and the margins they want to keep. So I think there's a lot of things in an accounting firm that are important. Scope creep, we got to pay attention to that. We got to know what our other, what our staff people are really doing over the course of the day. But we don't have to necessarily measure them by that. But it is a benchmarking tool to understand what's happening in our practice. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So we're moving more towards value pricing.
Absolutely.
But we're now looking to use our timekeeping as a costing system.
That's what I think. I don't want to. I want to. For years in my practice, I don't want to see it as a tool to beat employees down, to measure their productivity, because you and I, you're a lot smarter than I am. You might be able to do a tax return in an hour, and I might have to research and do it in 5 hours. Why should my 5 hours be more valuable than the hour that you put in?
Indeed.
And so that's the challenge that I think that we deal with in the profession. But it's important as a firm owner for me to know that I'm not as smart as you. It took me 5 hours, so next time I might route that project to you. So there's important management components that come out of that. But I don't think it's the driver of our practice.
So it sounds like this is going to be a continuing debate within the profession.
It seems like it.
Never ending.
See, I would agree. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.